Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Shalom Yamini, and each week we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find practical and insightful ways to enhance your daily life. This week's Parsha Perspective is in honor of our homeland, Eretz Yisroel. May Kadosh Baruch Hu, may God protect our brave soldiers, and may God return all the hostages from Gaza immediately. This week's Parsha Perspective is in honor of the Refuah Shlema of HaRav Amitai ben Shoshanna, and all those who need to experience a speedy and complete recovery. This week's Parsha Perspective is in loving memory of Edward Ben Efraim, Shlomo Ben Edward, Leah Minsha Basak of Yosef, and Yirachmiel Daniel Ben Gedalia. May their souls be uplifted and may their memories be a blessing. This week we begin the fourth book of the Torah, Sefer of Bamidbar, and with the holiday of Shavuos, Angels on Earth. We begin the fourth book of the Torah with the story as we left it off at the end of Sefer Shemos. The Jewish people traveled from Egypt to Mount Sinai, where they received the Torah on Har Sinai and committed the grave sin of the golden calf. And after obtaining forgiveness from God through Moshe Rabbeinu's prayers, they built a tabernacle, a mishkan, a home for God. They inaugurated it on the 1st of Nisan, almost 1 year since their exodus from Egypt. And the Jewish people are now ready to travel to the promised land through the desert. Our Parsha begins with God commanding Moshe Rabbeinu to count every single Jewish man from the ages of 20 to 60 who would fight in battle. And their number totaled to over 603,000. And this excluded the tribe of Levi, who were counted separately, starting from just 1 month old, totaling to 22,000. God then tells Moshe Rabbeinu how the Jewish people will be arranged as they traveled throughout the desert. The Mishkan was at the center of this formation. On the east side were the tribes of Yehuda, Yisachar, and Zevulun. On the south side, the tribes of Reuven, Shimon, and Gad. On the west side, the tribes of Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin, and on the north side were the tribes of Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. However, a question comes to mind. Our Parsha begins with the Jewish people being counted once again. God commands Moshe Rabbeinu to count the Jewish people Bamidbar Shavous, by the number of their names. But why does God command Moshe to count the Jewish people by the number of their names, rather than simply by their names or by their numbers? What is the meaning and significance behind this unique method of counting the Jewish people? The Sifrono, Rav Ovadia Sifrono, an Italian commentary and rabbi, gives an interesting explanation. He writes that at that time, the names of individuals reflected their specific individuality. They were not merely named after their father or others, but according to their distinct qualities, to their unique character traits. For example, Batya, the daughter of Pari, named Moshe Rabbeinu after she drew him from the water, Min Hamayim Mishitiu, from the water I drew him. And therefore, it makes sense that it says Bamidbar Shavous with the counting of their names. However, the Rabbeinu Bechaya, Rav Bachya ben Asher, a 14th century rabbi and commentary, gives a deeper and more profound explanation. He writes that we may understand these words in the same way we understand malachim, angels. Most angels do not have designated names. Instead, they are named according to the mission they are given. Their name reflects their assigned task and the power to carry out God's command. The Rabbeinu Bechaya explains that when God came down to Har Sinai, the Jewish people were spiritually on par with the angels. So deep was this bond between Creator and creation that there was little distinguishing them, there was little dividing them, as God's Spirit rested upon the mountain. Like angels, the Jewish people eliminated their sense of self to be indivisible from our Father in heaven, becoming angels but in physical bodies. They transformed their human experience into a vessel for revealing, for manifesting God's will in this world. The command, the mitzvah, to count the nation, Bamidbar Shavous, by the number of their names, is indicative of the shift that the Jewish people underwent, from separated, from detached individuals to a unified people, with an indistinguishable sense of shared divine purpose, transforming into angels here on earth. Hence, they were not counted by their names or their number, but by the collective power of what their names reflect. The Lubavitcher Rebbe Reb Menachem Mendel Schneerson writes that the words God used to instruct this counting illustrates this transformation. The pasuk states, "Se'u es reish kol hadas b'nei Yisroel," count each Jewish person, but the words actually mean lift up the heads of the Jewish people. The Rebbe explains that God is telling each person that they have a unique gift. They have a singular purpose that only they can accomplish, that only they can fulfill. And when we elevate ourselves, when we lift ourselves up and transform ourselves into the person we are meant to be, we complete the union between God and His chosen people. There is a profound quote from Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory. The Torah was not given to the ministering angels, but to humans, because humans need it. In giving human beings free will, God expressed His faith that one day they would learn to use it responsibly, morally, and build a society of true harmony and true holiness. May we merit to have Kabbalas HaTorah b'simcha u'b'pnimius, to receive the Torah, and we internalize the giving of the Torah with happiness, with joy, in the third Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach Tzidkenu. Have a meaningful Shabbos and a joyous Shavous. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.